welcome back to another edition of the Gaming Pulpit. I know it's been a while since I've actually posted a video. I have had the worst experience, I think, of my life. I think it's of my life. I've had two surgeries back when I was, I believe, 9 and 13, and this totally took the cake. So, I mean, just to kind of make a long story short, I caught the flu somehow, and that wouldn't have been so bad, you know what I mean, if I knew it was the flu. So what ended up happening was, I thought that every time you get a flu, you get the sore throat. You know what I mean? You get the sore throat, you get the runny nose, you get, something indicating that it's the fucking flu. Something. But all I got was a fever and body aches, and I didn't know what the fuck that was. I had no fucking clue. I didn't understand it whatsoever. So I remember a few years ago, one of my friends said that he got, he just randomly had a flu and the body aches, and that was it. I mean, not the flu, I'm sorry, he just had the random fever and body aches. That's all he said he had. So I thought I had that. I continued to go to work, and I continued to, take aspirin to try to bring my fever down. And man, that was a fucking catastrophic error. I should have stayed home or found some fucking way of doing something, you know what I mean? Something better than that. What I ended up doing, because I was sick, and I work in an office building, and it's usually freezing, and I think one day I actually left my hoodie at home, and I just basically suffered like 6 hours of just being fucking freezing in the building. I've even almost passed out in the parking lot, you know what I mean, because I had the fever, and I went into my car to get warm, and it was like 96 degrees, but that 96 degrees felt like 70, you know what I mean? So I mean, I was fucked up. So anyway, I went home, and my condition just continued to deteriorate. I got weaker and weaker. I lost about 8 pounds just 8 pounds. And it was muscle, because I was already lean anyway. You know what I mean? So I slimmed out, and I totally got fucked up. I had to go to the emergency room because I was afraid for my life. I thought I was dying. And it turns out that when I went to the emergency room, I fucking had pneumonia. So that set me back like fucking 3 weeks. I couldn't talk. I couldn't really walk. You know what I mean? I was just incredibly fucking weak. And I had this fucking cough, and I couldn't, that's one of the reasons why I wasn't able to speak. Every time I would fucking breathe, it would make me, like cough. It was bad. I wouldn't wish that shit on anybody. But I digress. I'm back. I'm making a recovery. You know what I mean? It's slow as shit. If anybody had pneumonia, it takes weeks to feel normal. Maybe a month or more. It's bad. But nothing really happened anyway. It was until 3 weeks, except for the following. So apparently, the Switch had, and I don't really talk about Nintendo shit, but I figured, might as well say something about Nintendo. So anyway, apparently Nintendo had a new piece of hardware, and they totally removed the Switch aspect of it. You can't switch between, and this is old news. I'm just kind of giving you my take. So you can't switch between handheld and home console anymore. It's just a flat out handheld with the name, and I get it. They wanted to keep the name because it's popular, just kind of like the Wii and the Wii U, which, to be honest with you, just having a Switch name is not guaranteed for success, but it's the more probable thing to do. And honestly, I want to say I don't think it'll be successful, because you took the only thing that kind of made it really successful. But they got Pokemon, and they got Animal Crossing, which both of those games are very big in the United States and in Japan. So I don't know. To me, it's kind of stupid. It's like a Vita all over again, but people don't want to acknowledge the Vita was a bomb-ass system. It's $200 instead of the $300 that it was. I think it was $300. So it most likely is going to sell. I don't know the appeal to the Switch to the point where people are just gonna, you know, en masse like pick it up. I mean, it's gaining a lot of fucking sales. I will say that, but I can't state why it's really gaining these particular sales. But it's I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, do you, Nintendo? You're doing good. You're doing great, actually. But to me personally, I'm not a fan of it. I feel like it's kind of stupid to remove the Switch aspect to it. You probably could have made a better console. But then they know their demographic. You know what I mean? Just like Sony knows their demographic. So it is what it is. I screenshotted things that I wanted to talk about. And one of the things that's kind of like new that people, you know, may not talk about, but apparently Microsoft commissioned people from Mass Effect Andromeda to help out with Halo Infinite. And I'm thinking to myself, I mean, it just looks like Microsoft just continuously makes just dumbass fucking decisions. You know what I mean? I don't know why they would collect those people when, you know, Mass Effect Andromeda was a huge fucking letdown. Maybe they have, maybe I heard, you know, Mass Effect, the biggest problem with Mass Effect was its engine. You know what I mean? They couldn't do what they wanted to do. You know, maybe they're looking for RPG aspects to it, but Microsoft is known to kind of like pinch money, or not pinch money, but they're known to kind of like pull money from their demographic, like find anything to make people pay for something. So maybe they're trying to do like this RPG situation with that one. But again, you know, do you, Microsoft? I wouldn't, I don't know why you gotten them people, you know, I don't know. Going back to the Switch though, I heard that they have increased the RAM just a little bit in the GPU. And supposedly there's a rumor about a Pro version being, you know, made. I don't think so. You know what I mean? Because I can't see how the Pro version would work. You know, I believe one of my colleagues, King Thrash, he believes that it's going to be a docking system. But the docking system can't be like an extra GPU. It would have to be like a power boost, so you can probably overclock it and get a little bit of a bump in there. But Nintendo's notoriously not really focused on any of that shit, to be honest with you. So I don't know. I don't know. One of the things that pissed me off is that I feel like Rockstar. There's two games I like from Rockstar, and it's Grand Theft Auto 3. I don't know if it's nostalgic reasons, the reason why I feel the way that I feel, but I feel like, you know, it was very simple, it was very easy to play, and you know they didn't convolute everything, you know, with the crappy controls and just dumbass storylines. They didn't take themselves seriously. But I like, you know, Grand Theft Auto 3. To me, Vice City was just too much of a copycat of Scarface, and San Andreas was too much of a copycat of fucking Boys in the Hood, and I just didn't feel that it was too much shit that you could do, and they weren't fun. You know what I mean? But it was revolutionary for the time, so I understand that. But apparently, Bully was in development for the PS3 and the 360, but got canned. And you look at just how or what they're doing, you know, Rockstar, what they're doing. They want to make less games, but games that will fucking pull money out your pockets. I believe they said something to that extent. So that's where they're going with it. And you know, to me, they're pieces of shit. But I'm hurt for that. You know, I'll let you know if I find out any more information. Let me know in the comments what you liked or disliked about the video, and if you liked it, so would be appreciated. I appreciate you guys actually watching my video, and you guys take care.